I just brought these in because last meeting I won a log from Sam. It was about this big around and this tall, and it was this honey locust. And I just wanted, I could have made probably 2 platters or a couple of bowls out of that log. It was about like that. But I just decided to get more pieces out of that log.
Can you draw the orientation?
Absolutely. And in the one picture I sent out to everybody, you can kind of tell if you just look at these things. That is the bark. And this is the sawmill slab down here where the mill slabbed it. So this is slab wood or a half a log. And obviously when the log's only this big around, how do you get these pieces out of it? I'll draw that on the board, but that's today's demo. This is a piece of cedar. I'm just going to show you the bandsaw work. Cut here and here for your tallest ones, or you can cut it in the middle and cut 1 here and 2 here, and then 3 and 4. So you really have your choice, but that's going to give you that sloped top. And applewood and mesquite and this honey locust has a beautiful creamy sapwood on the outside of the log, and it has dark heartwood. So those are the kinds of wood and walnut that are going to look best. You can see the walnut slab over there has real pretty cream colored sapwood, dark brown heartwood. So any of those woods where there's a good contrast in color will give you that. And depending on how you cut it out, if this is the next slice for the bandsaw, you can see there's quite a few possibilities to get. That would be piece number 4. So when it comes out of there, it's going to have a slanted top, but it's basically going to be a squarish piece. And I just take the bandsaw and round the corners off and then turn it between centers. And when I turn it between centers, it starts off as a square piece. The head stock's over here, the tail stock's over here. And all I'm trying to do is rough out what will become the piece. So this is the side with the bark on it. So I might rough it out like that. And right out here on this end, I'm going to leave a little bitty dowel. I'll turn this away and this. And that little dowel then glues into...
On the bark side?
Yes.
Okay.
And because it's on a slope...
How do you explain to me how you get...
No, the drive center is
How
on.
you get the drive center straight in the center?
What I do is I drill a Forstner bit.
There you
just
go.
a little bit.
There you go.
So that it has a flat surface to sit on. Otherwise it's going to skate on you. And I'll show that out in the other room. I skipped that step. Thanks, Gary. But you can see that it isn't hard, and even a piece of slab wood like this, if I cut it here and here, there's 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot of small pieces in slab wood. And when I was selling these things, I got, at gift shops I get 20 bucks for that. Maybe 30 and 40 if I'm lucky. And of course the shopkeeper keeps half of that. So it's real hard to make money on these things. But I found out in a set of 3, it's mom, dad, and baby. And they sell for $100 and a half. Things in 3s. It was a lesson.
3s or 5s?
Things in 3s or 5s. It's asymmetric. It doesn't make sense to me. But you go into any top-end furniture store in this country, you see the beautiful leather sofas. Right behind them is a bookshelf with 3 ceramic pots on it every time. I
Customers come in, look at the big one for $900 bucks, and say, God, I love that, but man, I don't have $900 bucks. But then on the table, there's a grouping of 3 to 5 that are $250 and $350 and $450. You know, oh, I can afford that.
Well, these groupings, I mean, not so much this set, but a little bit bigger set and nicely done with a little turquoise added. easy 175 at gallery. And these aren't quite gallery quality, there's a little more sanding needed to be done and a few things, but this is a set that's in today's raffle. So we'll go over this more here. And then I'm going to get a smaller one here and a smaller one there. Okay? So I get 1, 2, 3 out of this. And the bandsaw works really great for this. This is just a piece of cedar firewood from my house. I'm going to march straight across and get rid of this. Might have some cracks in the end. That's one. And you kind of have to determine, how big this is going to be. I'm going to make them like 3.5, 4 inches, something like that. You can do this with a chainsaw. Electric chainsaws work great for this. Okay, and then the next step is, since this surface is curved, you want your drive center on there. And Sam has one of these get away on it once in a while, so we'll just hold steady here. Now it's not that important on this one because it's on the top of the hill, but if something was on a slope,
You gotta get beyond that.
yeah, just run it down until you've got a flat surface.
Well, me, all the way around.
Okay? And it doesn't have to be right in the middle. You can move that spur around a little bit in that area. Put it on the lathe. Try to get more in the middle. And make sure it clears the tool rest. I have no idea what my speed is here. It's about right. Full gouge, and I can use it to rough out. And so this will be the bottom of the piece. So that'll be the largest diameter on this end, smaller on that end. Since the grain is running crossways, I'm going from small to large. If the grain was this way, I'd be going from large to small. So cutting with the grain. You can keep going at the end, but somebody shatters it. See, it's really running. There it is. So the goal is just to get an approximate shape, to get rid of all the flats, which we've done. The goal is not a great surface to rough out. And then when you glue the block on, you put it back in the chuck. That's when you can refine the surface.
Are you going to turn the tendon in at this
I'm
point?
going to turn a tendon and fit it to this block.
Okay.
And then hollow out. And I have others in the other room, hollow one of those out for you that's already glued up. But if I wanted a better surface, I could go to a tool that has a more pointed grind. For this real soft wood, it doesn't dry as bad. So it's a spindle gouge, that's a bowl gouge kind of blunt. So I can have another go at it here. Get away. I think you'll see the surface is much better. Okay, so that's as hard as it gets. Now on the bottom down here, that's where we want to look. And I have the block here. You can see that, the hole. So my goal is to make a tendon on the end of that, match that hole. So I'm going to waste away a little bit of wood here first, just by cutting that way with a bit of gouge completely on the side with the face and the head's out. So I'm going to make that. And you want to pick one of these scrap blocks where the flattened area on scrap block matches the amount of flattened area on the bottom of the piece. because that gives you the most glue surface area when you put it on there. So if this only had a, I think I have another one here. You'll see a light colored one. Which way am I going here? This one has a much bigger glue surface area than the one here. So if the bottom is, if it's a tiny one, I might use this one as opposed to this one to glue it up. So now I can reach in there and take that thing down.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
No, we're just talking here.
Oh, okay. It's not comments, huh? Okay. I can't remember, was that cool? This is more tool I use for the There we go. So we're done with this. So I think you guys can see that if you were doing a whole bunch of these, you just make a whole bunch of these. And what I would do this today with the glue up process or turning them to hollow them, I go back to the drill press. That little thing in the hole of the drill press table, march the Forstner bit quite a ways down in there so that the hole for collapse as it dries. That way you without developing cracks as much as anybody know what a bedan is? Bedan, B-E-D-A-N. It's a wood turning tool that's basically a square piece of steel that's sharpened at just a slight bevel on the nose, so it'll cut straight in and make a groove, but a fairly wide groove, like a 1/4 inch or so. This is a woodworking chisel that I just ground at a little bit of a blunt angle on the end, and it also cuts going straight in, or it cuts toward me because I sharpened the left side too. So I just sacrificed one of my chisels to make it. And I'm just eyeballing the size of this little nubby in a hole, and you don't want to go past and make it sloppy. So you can take a little bit and then try it and sneak on it. No harm of a few tries. And if you only cut in part way and it's too sloppy, you can cut a little more off the mine and have another go at it. Just a little more closer that way. It's almost going in there now. Getting real close. Pushing straight in. And it only goes as far as this thing is long. If you leave this too long, you can hold it against a vertical belt sander or another little. Because you're really not gluing it, you're gluing the box surface. Wow. Okay, that's it. Except it's not quite deep enough, but it's a good fit. It's not running around. So just make the hole a little deeper. What happens if you make it too deep?
No.
Nothing. You might hit a little metal if you go way in there. Just go in. I grabbed the hand wheel and the weight of the chuck unscrewed. That's what happened. I put the brakes on here and the mass here just kept going. There we go. So that's as hard as it is, the prep for hollowing these things. If somebody go and get me a little one out of that box in the other room, I'll hollow for you. Just grab one of the small ones there. Thank you. So for our videographer, the last step would be just to butter this up with some glue and put it on there. And then just set these all to dry. And then you've got a whole bunch of blanks ready to hollow.
And if you had to find a longer time, you have that hole through the center.
I would have it glued on there as a drawing.
Okay,
They're all glued on wet. So if it's hopping, you can use super glue, CA.
okay.
If it's not, if it's dry like this, you use any glue you want.
But you would have already had that, like he was saying, you would drill that hole all the way through.
Could have.
I mean, I'm trying.
Oh, this hole. Yeah, I would take after these are glued out with press, and the next day or later that, or throw them in a box till you get a chance to. But once that glue's cured, you've got a flat surface for the drill press tape come down on it. Or the next day you could grab them individually and put a drill bit in the lathe if you don't have a drill press, bore them out. That works too. So this one, it's already been roughed out. I think it's seen hollowing all the way through. This is burnt to watch, but I'll refine side shape and then I'll a little bit of hollow so you can see the light. And I'm just hollowing